photograph. I was going to ask questions from the audience, but I don't know. We didn't ask them that. If you guys want questions, well, I'm good with that. Okay, I'm good with that. But let me just add one comment. We'll take 3 questions. Okay, and then if they're quick, we may take more, but don't get up here and start preaching, right? But I will say this, that the maternal health issue is disproportionately affecting black women, notwithstanding their income levels. So it's and education, so it's across the board. So we need to keep that in mind. And gentlemen, before you leave, I want to picture just us. No more us, all right? So, let's hit it.
Be quick. DEI is not about the color of the skin. There are plenty of people of color who are qualified, definitely earned the right to be where they are. Has nothing to do with the economic status, socioeconomic status. We have access to great education.
Not in Newark.
You didn't answer the question. You did not answer the question.
Not in Newark.
I'm not in Newark, and I can't base what I'm about to say about Newark. It's about the people in the state of New Jersey.
This is why.
So the question is,
I need a question. Let's be respectful, right? A question. But that was a statement. Question. Question. All right, I got it.
the question is,
Thank you.
if you have a qualified candidate of another color, race, or creed versus the counterpart that is Caucasian, will you still hire that person and give that person the same opportunity?
I like that question. Bill? That's for Bill? Who's the question?
All contracts, employment will be based on the content of the person's character, the quality of their work, and what they can deliver. We're going to do our best to be a colorblind government because the rising tide must lift all boats. And if you talk about diversity, it is geographic in this state. Just take a look at Newark, Patterson, Trenton, Camden. You can agree or disagree, but the facts are the facts, and we have a problem in our cities, and we need a strong governor to fix it.
Thank you.
We do have a problem in our city.
Anyone else want to take a stab at the question?
Starts at the top.
Yes.
That's a yes?
That's an easy answer, yes.
Sean?
Yeah, look, I think it's an easy answer, yes, but the answer is also this, right? I go back to it. If we go with what folks have always said all the time, which is we're just going to hire those qualified, you can't tell me that you end up with where we end up now. Right now, we see the problem with that, right? We've got to be intentional about undoing these systems that keep folks out of
We have DEI now, that's not working, hasn't worked for 20 years.
Yeah, we have DEI, it's called white privilege. That's what we have. And if we go off of what Trump's cabinet is, or like a radio host becoming a governor, that's as unqualified as you can get.
Enjoy your safe ride.
The answer to your question is yes, and thank you for serving, Chanel. The answer to your question is yes, and thank you for serving as Commissioner Director of my home county, Somerset.
Thank you.
You know, each hire involves a number of factors, including what that person brings to the table, because you're talking about government here. And government has a role of making sure that people feel included in government. So that's why I say you need a diverse cabinet and people with diversity, because people are going to look at government, and if we're going to work together as a state of New Jersey, everybody's got to be in the mix, period.
Good.
I have a question on housing. Right?
Can we direct the question
Okay, it's a question.
to a specific person?
I would say Sean Spiller because we both from Jamaica. So we've heard from New York City how successful they have been, right? We also seen how Chicago has been successful with their Cut the Tape program, right? A lot of the bottlenecks and the processes are being eliminated. What is one executive order that exists or that you would create to mirror some of the stuff that New York is doing, Chicago is doing, because to be honest, we are the United States of America. It would be nice if y'all all got along, so, for our sake. So what is there one executive order that you would focus on? Because you can't do everything.
Okay.
Yeah, no, listen, I appreciate that. I think I heard you start talking about housing, right? And specifically for me, this is a huge one, right? Because we know how hard housing is and what a big piece it is for folks' budgets. I'm really proud of what we've done in Montclair. This is what I would do more broadly statewide. Number one, as governor, I would come in and invest with our municipalities and our cities, because right now they've been left alone and they're going to developers which are building high-end luxury units with a small percentage of affordable housing, and folks are pushing back. As governor, I'd invest and to say, hey, we're going to build affordable housing, we're also going to build workforce housing, we're going to add senior housing, other components. That's how we get more housing that's affordable in every single one of our communities. As governor, what I would do for that first-time home buying opportunity and option is the experience that I had, where it took me 2 years to be able to afford my multifamily home, living in a 1-bedroom with a 4-bedroom above. As governor, I would create a period where we, the people, have the first opportunity to buy that home and put a bid in on that home, as opposed to getting outbid by LLCs, venture capitalists, Wall Street, which drive up all these costs. Even if we're able to get the property, we're now paying these massive mortgages. These are ways we both work on the home ownership component and the rental component that we see in our communities, and we get more housing that's affordable, which is a huge piece of so many people's budget. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I had the privilege of going to the walk to Washington in January. And if I'm not mistaken, the 6 of you that are left here on the panel were there. So I remember your answer to the question that I'm going to ask. And I ask that you share your answer that you shared in DC with New Jersey. It's yes or no. Starting with you, sir. Mr. Bramnick, the question is, just went down the panel.
Let's go.
Do you or do you not agree with bringing Doge to New Jersey like they're doing in DC? It's a yes or no. Do you agree? And remember what you said in DC.
Whoa. I remember my answer because I got booed a little bit. I said, I'm not bringing Elon Musk to New Jersey. What I said was, I created a piece of legislation where you have forensic people go in and look and try to save money. But I specifically said I would not do the Washington Doge, but I'm always going to look for savings for the taxpayer. But
Thank you, sir.
I did not support it.
Okay, great.
We already have in New Jersey a committee for state investigations whose job it is to seek out fraud. We already have a state controller whose job it is to identify inefficiency and waste. And as governor, I'll make sure those 2 officers are doing their job. Make sure that your state government is not wasting your tax dollars.
No, they can't come here. You can have efficiency without fascism.
No, obviously not supportive, and because of what they're doing right now at the federal level is to literally figure out ways to steal from every single one of our pockets to put into billionaires' pockets. That is not what we need in New Jersey. We need to support residents in the state.
We need to make government efficient, but not to create tax cuts for the wealthy, which is going on right now. So I actually agree word for word with the Mayor Baraka said. Absolutely not.
I do remember what I said because I did get booed. I'm going to call Elon Musk on day 1 and we're going to bring NJ Doge and rip the guts out of this government and return some money and power back to the people. Same response.